guys, my name is Savannah. Thank you so much for watching, and today you'll notice we are starting something new. We are in Planet Zoo, but we're in franchise mode. You can see we have a big, wide open, brand new zoo waiting for us. We've got money and conservation credits in the lower left-hand corner. I will say I do already have some conservation credits because I have played franchise mode before. Not too much, but I do enjoy it. I've been really liking building in sandbox mode, and if you're new to the channel, so far pretty much everything that I've done has been a creative build in sandbox mode, and I really enjoy bringing in the elements of realism to anything I build and trying to think about the game as if it would be a real life zoo. So I wanted to try to bring some of those elements over here to franchise mode and give it a go and see what we can do with it. So I wanted to start off today by just doing the beginning layout of our zoo and kind of explaining what ideas I have for the type of zoo that this will be. So I do have this on hard mode. And I do plan to keep it on hard mode and see if we can't be profitable and make money that way. But also the idea for this zoo is when I bring animals in, I really want to bring in not the highest quality animals that are available. It is a tendency in franchise mode, obviously. If animals show up in the trade center, you want to get the highest quality animals possible. But I want to see what we can do kind of adopting or rescuing animals that don't have the best genes and how much we can influence their genes and kind of get higher gene offsprings and, you know, how we can affect each generation and so on and so forth. So if that sounds like something you're interested in, I hope you enjoy the video. We're going to get started right now with a time lapse because I'm going to do the whole beginning layout and try very hard not to go too overboard with decorating because I do have to be conscious of the fact that I have money and also all of my favorite, if we go to construction here, I have very little to choose from, so I'm not quite sure what I'm going to do with that, but I'm going to give it a go and we'll see what happens. So we're going to get started in the time lapse right now. I'll be right back. right, so we have our starting layout, and as you might have guessed, we have tortoises. So we have the Galapagos giant tortoises and the algebra giant tortoises here. So we have a male and a female of both. And as I mentioned, I went for ones that didn't have spectacular genes because I want to see how well we can breed through generations and make babies with good genes. So I'm going to go through, got lots of people coming in, and then we should have our other two over here. Yes. So we have our two giant tortoises over here, the Galapagos giant tortoises, but I'm just going to take a minute and go through and make sure that their terrain is okay. And also I was having problems, that this isn't counting as hard shelter, and I'm not exactly sure why. If somebody knows, let me know down in the comments. I played with a few different things, even extending this off camera, and I think it's just, it might be a bug unless I'm really missing something, so let me know. But these guys are pretty spot on as far as their enclosure goes. They just want a bit more sand, which I actually could have kind of guessed. So we're gonna give them sand around the outside here. And these enclosures are by no means done in my book. I do want to add some more decorations and like make this look like an actual drinking area and stuff like that. But I do have to keep myself in check because we are in franchise mode and I don't want to blow all of our money and then, wow, I got these guys spot on. Blow all of our money and then have to be bankrupt and give up because that would suck. So first things first, now that we actually have animals, let's see if we can't get somebody working on some research here. And I might actually, no, we're going to be patient. I was going to say I might actually get a second vet just so that can go quickly. But the benefit of having two tortoise species right off the bat is that a lot of the enrichment items will obviously work for both. So once we get some toys for these guys, they use the same thing. So other than that, I did lay down a couple vending machines. Side note on vending machines, the Chief Beef and some of the other ones. What are they getting out of these machines? Because I don't think that I would eat any beef product out of a vending machine, but that's a side note. So they've got some Chief Beef and a Gulpy soda over there. We've got our donation bins, although I might move this one over here right in front of them so that they can't miss it. And then I did my best to stay within the circle that this gives you at the start. And that way everything is powered and you can see that this one right here meets it because that's where the gate is. But that way we don't have to spend time and energy and resources on another electric, what do they call it? Generator. So we don't have to spend time on another generator. So let's see here. We're just kind of waiting on research at the moment. But the welfare is not too bad. Like I said, as soon as we get some enrichment, this should go up. But the hard shelter is really what is holding me back right now. And again, I'm not quite sure why. I actually even tried putting one of these shelters in there, and it still didn't count. So I'm not quite sure what is going on with them. Hopefully that gets fixed, or you guys can let me know what's going on because I am at a loss. I don't know why that is happening. But other than that, you know, the entrance plaza, I do have an idea for obviously making these ticket booths. Even though we're in franchise, I still want to make sure, really, are you joking? All the way over here. Goodness gracious. I do want to make this a pretty zoo. Even though we are in franchise mode, like I said. There we go. You got it in the bin. Good job. You guys better get it in there too. Yeah. No, we're just gonna, okay, good. We're gonna turn around and throw it behind our backs like the cool people that we are. Awesome. But I do want to make it pretty and focus on some scenery and things like that. And actually, that being said, we should probably decide what the first pack I want to start on will be. And this one is a difficult one because I want to go straight for all the theming stuff. But maybe because we're in franchise, we should go for some food or drinks. Let's go for food. Where'd food go? Souvenir. Oh, well, yeah, let's go for food. Let's go for food. And when we start making a bit of money, because right now we are not, I will focus on drinks and souvenirs, and then eventually some scenery. But I did put down one of each staff member, so we have that going for us. And right now I'm honestly just going to let it play a little bit and see if we can't make some money, and I will check back in just a minute. Alright, so I didn't have to let it play for too long, and actually, in fact, if we go to our female, you'll see here, we're already expecting offspring for the algebra, yes. Gotta make sure I say that right. You guys are gonna find out really quickly how bad I am at pronouncing names, even if it's the names of species. And then our Galapagos giant tortoises are also expecting offspring, so these guys got to it real quick, got busy, which is awesome because once we have babies, that'll really help everybody get interested. And we also got some research done, so I put down a couple, like this is the feeder ball, and this one here are just the normal toys. Then I have a little scent thingy and a sprinkler is what this is called, and then a really stinky ice block. So if somebody could come, make this ice block not stinky, that would be great. Great. Awesome. And I gave them different toys because, as I mentioned in the beginning, at least I think I did, we're on hard mode, so I want to make sure that we can kind of just flip-flop these back and forth. I left this in the center empty, or not empty, but rather I didn't make the rocks connect because eventually I want to make this into like a little what would be gate, or at least a low fence, like if we edit it here, that the keepers could just hop across. And and like go for cleaning on both sides, that kind of thing. The San Diego Zoo has a really similar setup with their Galapagos giant tortoises, where the keepers can just kind of hop back and forth in between the two, but it's high enough that the tortoises can't get to them. And then again, keeping realism in mind, I might have to raise these up a bit because you wouldn't really want ledges that they, let's do that right now actually. Raise them up a bit because you wouldn't really want them to be able to climb up onto there because then they could potentially accidentally fall off into their water, and that would not be good. Let's see, we have somebody to say hi to. Hello, hello. The Freeman 42. Hello, how are you? Does that not go away after you say hi? Is that another bug? Normally it's supposed to say hello and give you conservation credits, right? Am I wrong? Click below to say hello and we'll give you conservation credits. I'm not wrong. So, great. Not sure what's going on with that, but awesome. I tried. Let's see. What else was I going to show you guys? That is pretty much it for the tortoises. I'm going to kind of wait and see until they have babies. We're doing okay over here. If you look, we are making money slowly but surely, so it's going to be a bit of a slow start. Let me know what you think about the next animal. I was honestly thinking flamingos because I was thinking right when you walk in, flamingos are pretty much an iconic kind of starter or front zoo entrance animal. And it looks like we got a lot to choose from. Actually, I might even take him. Or her. Pretty poor genes, which normally again would be bad, but again we're trying to see how we can go about raising the genes here, and that's something that I've actually never tried before, so we'll kind of see how that goes. Just checking on to see how they're doing. Their welfare is about 80 over here, which is awesome, and about 70 over there, which is awesome. They're both in the green. If our maintenance guy could stop researching and fix this, that would be wonderful. Thank you. Oh, look, he's already on his way. Look at him go. 120 bucks here. Wow, $2,000 there. That's great. $1,000 there. Awesome. It's probably just because people aren't making it this far. Well, no, they're making it that far. What gives, guys? These guys deserve it too. That's all right. It all goes in the same place. So, Anyway, yeah, so let me know what you think. Oh my goodness gracious. More trash. I know, I watch a lot of Planet Zoo Let's Plays and things like that. And that right there is going to be our nemesis. Well, the guests, I guess, in fact, are the nemesis because they're always upset about something, always leaving trash somewhere and then getting upset that said trash is somewhere and so on and so forth. So, what I want to do is start a little bit of the detailing in the front here. So let me see my absolute favorite pieces in the game. Plaster should be here. I was pretty sure they were here. Yes, right here. So what a lot of people don't actually know is that tortoises are incredible diggers and burrowers. I worked with sulcata tortoises a while ago, and their enclosure actually was concreted down into the ground a few feet because they could burrow and dig out underneath it. So, again, because we're thinking of realism and wait, pause, offspring. Oh, you're sleeping with your head in the bedding. That's not helpful. Is because we're thinking of realism, wanted to add a little bit more details in that regard. So we're just going to wait for her to wake up and then we'll go try to catch her babies. So if we take these plaster pieces and kind of line them up as if they were concrete, this could kind of simulate the fact that this is kind of what's holding the fence up and keeping the tortoises from being able to burrow out. Now, I don't want to do too much, obviously, because this is a completely unnecessary thing as far as the game is concerned. And I don't want to waste all of our money on it, but I kind of wanted to get it started. And that way I can kind of like proof of concept, kind of like see how it's going to work. Excuse me, guests, you're kind of in my way. See how it's going to work. And how it's going to look. We also need to put a secondary fence line so that it would keep the guests ideally from going right up to the actual fence that this is going on. And that way it keeps them from hopefully, you know, throwing things in there or putting their fingers in or climbing over or whatever the heck they might actually do. But let's see if I can get this lined up. One thing, I wish this would go down more. I wish it would get out of my field of view a little bit more. But that's okay. Yeah, so something like that all along. I do like this corrugated metal fencing that is just a normal barrier that the game has. So I do like that. Whoops. So I think I will keep that. In the back, I used the wooden one, and ideally I'll kind of replace those. This barrier's looking a little worse for wear. I'll replace those for something custom built a little bit later on down the road. But yeah, something like that, which kind of simulates the fact that it's in some concrete, adds a little bit more detail. Can you have your babies yet? This is no time for napping. I want to see baby tortoises. And also napping as if you look like you're drowning in your hay is an interesting choice. Anyway, so then I wonder, because I'm still getting used to more vet research on Galapagos giant tortoises. Cool. Still getting used to what pieces we do and don't have available. Hey, it looks like you're not napping and gonna go have your baby. So let's go. Chop, chop. No patience here. No time for drinking either. So, okay, well, maybe there is time for drinking. We'll let you do that. But yeah, the baby should really help us out. Everybody likes babies. Yay, you're awake. So hopefully you're going to go, very slowly walk to where you're going to have your offspring. Oh man, we get to have them both at nighttime. That's a bummer. I would hope that it would be daytime so we could get a good view on them. But here, let's speed up time just a little bit so we don't have to wait. Is this still the same person? Oh no, this is a new person. Let's see if it says... Yeah, see, it won't let me say hi to that person either. Or did it work and I'm just not looking at the conservation credits? Oh well. Okay, so They still have not had babies, but it looks like we have 3 new challenges. Great. Or I guess 3 challenges. Inspector arriving in 2 months. That's awesome. If it could not rain when we have the babies and be dark and scary, that would be cool too, but it doesn't look like that's going to be the case. Let's see, who's going to have them first? Sometimes waiting for them to have babies, even though it says like offspring imminent, it takes forever for them to like pick a location and just kind of get to it. Oh, yay! We got 2 little babies. Okay, so we got a little girl, pie dad? Is that how you say that? Question mark? Not quite sure. Oh, and your genes aren't too bad. So longevity and size are not great, but fertility and immunity are wonderful. And if we could get the second one, there we go, little boy, Raphael. Oh, God. Isn't that one of the Ninja Turtles? Yeah, I think it's one of the Ninja Turtles. We got fertility is 100% and everything else is not so great, but awesome. Looks like, both better than mom, so that's great. So we got 2 new baby turtles over there, tortoises over there. Have you had your babies yet? Which one's the female? This one. No, she has not. Anyway, so while we're waiting for her, what I was saying is I can't quite remember. I'm still learning what objects are and are not available in franchise mode because I am used to having them all. So it looks like this is available here. And so I was thinking this is a very classic, very simple fence here to use as the secondary fence that keeps all the guests away. And if we kind of put that out and tilt it just a little bit, we'll probably sink this into some concrete as well. But I don't want it quite that high, but probably starting it here and then going over like so. And what we can do is add this all in one group, and that way I can edit it much easier. Let's see here and grab this all. We'll kind of line it up so that it goes along the fence line. My OCD is pretty bad, so you guys will learn pretty quickly that things that are not either centered or symmetrical or don't line up properly really do kind of get on my nerves. So I'll spend a good amount of time trying to make sure that that doesn't happen and that everything looks very nice. In some cases it won't be feasible, but I will do my best whenever possible. So get that to line up nice and pretty and make sure that it is along the same plane, angle, whatever you would call this. Something like this. And then we'll probably put something here like a pole or a pillar or something to kind of hide how ugly that is, because I'm not a huge fan of how it overlaps when it's angled, but you guys can kind of get the idea of what I am thinking of right here. I'm not going to do the whole thing right now, like I said, but I just wanted to kind of get an idea of how that was going to look. So then we have the 2 barriers. This kind of keeps the guests further away, and then we might do some sort of custom flooring around this that kind of merges this floor with the wall a little bit more. This might be plants, and like in here we might do a little planter, but here I would want the path to basically go all the way up against the edge here. All right, let's see what else we got here. Vet research is done on the Galapagos tortoise. Yay. Almost all the way around. I guess there's only one more of that one, so we'll kind of complete them after that's done. We got somebody else, but it's not going to let me say hi to you. I'm sorry. I don't know what's going on with that, but hello, welcome. Thank you for stopping by. But yeah, something like let's see what we even have here. Roofs, flat roofs. I mean, we have the concrete and we have the plaster. But to be honest, if we use the plaster, I'll probably just use these off the grid pieces, because I hate working with the grid pieces. They're such a pain sometimes. Let's see here. If we go back to plaster and we grab one of the bigger pieces and we make sure the angle snap is on and we rotate it like so, and then bring it up just barely above the ground. So something like this. Okay, maybe not the biggest piece. Maybe down a little bit more. Something like that, so that it kind of matches. Makes it meet the enclosure. So as if it was kind of just like a border, or just a difference in ground texture, I guess. But we'd have to figure out how to curve it. But that way it kind of simulates like the path meeting the enclosure. So if these guys really wanted to, they could walk up here. I know the path isn't going to let them do that. But we could even bring this out just a little bit more if we wanted to. So there's a little bit more separation there. And then we can move this because it's kind of clipping through there, and that bothers me as well. So we'll move that here. Did we have our babies yet? What is taking so long? Offspring's been imminent here for like 8 minutes. How imminent is it if we have to wait 8 minutes for your babies? These guys are just so cute. These little tortoises are so cute. But that is a major problem that people have, is that, pet stores and things like that sell them at such tiny sizes. And we got a really bad score for education. Education boards. I completely forgot about education boards. But pet stores sell them in such tiny sizes, and then they don't realize how big they get. That's a huge problem with sulcata tortoises. At least that's how I ended up working with some of them, is they were somebody's pets, and then they got too big, and then people realized that they dig and burrow and they're destructive, and they couldn't keep them anymore. And so we ended up with them. Oh, that's right. I did put some down. I just never assigned it. Whoops. There, Galapagos tortoises. Start learning. We have a broken mechanic. We have a broken vending machine. So come fix that, please. Thank you. Start running. We expect some hustle here in the zoo. I wish I could say hi to these people. It's really kind of bothering me that I can't say hi. Hopefully that gets fixed, because facility broken down. Yes, we're aware. Thank you. Can't say hi to them because then we can't get those extra conservation credits, which is kind of necessary. So we still imminent. Great. So I guess I'll just continue with this then. So let's see. We'll take this here and take either side, and we'll kind of continue that around. We've got to match it up with this side here. Oh, is that going to line up? No, it's not. Of course it's not. That would be way too easy. So we'll kind of surround this, and then what I want to do is maybe put down a couple things for the entrance. To kind of just start figuring out how, or I guess what pieces I want to use rather for the entrance plaza, and figuring that out. So let's see. Let's do this and this. It's not coming out the other side. Nope. Great. These ones I think I'm going to have to move out just a little bit because I don't think they are completely symmetrical on either side of the enclosure. Yeah, grab that and grab that. Great. And let's see if we can make it match up a little bit more. Like that. Yeah, that's a little bit better. So then if we take this and scooch, perfect. Look at that. Awesome. Okay, and then this one needs to be moved just a little bit. Yeah, it'll separate over there, so we do need to duplicate it. We can switch it out for something smaller. That way we don't have to pay the full price for it. Great. So awesome. So we have the concrete, or I guess it's plaster, but we're going to pretend that it's concrete around the edge there. I can always change it to a... Okay, is that not going to work now either? Oh, okay, great. More of a concrete looking color. We want to go darker? Oh, that looks okay. Great. Awesome. Did I miss an update here? Vending machine. Oh, goodness. Breaking down again. Let's go. Come on, mechanic. Come back. You have things to do. People to see. Machines to fix. All right, did we have our babies yet? Oh my goodness. No, we did not. Offspring imminent for 13 minutes now. So hopefully they'll get to it. But anyway, so if we go over here to the entrance, some of the pieces that I know I want to use for sure are not unlocked yet, but the fence that we just used is one that we can put down. I was thinking this is going to be more of, going down the center here on either side, as kind of like, if you've already bought your ticket, you can just kind of go down the center to the, what are they called? Go down the center to the turnstiles. That's what I was thinking of, where there's like a little attendant that's going to take your ticket. And then if you need to get a ticket, you can go to, come on now, thank you. You can go to the ticket booth and get them that way. So we can definitely do this here. Thank you. And then duplicate that over to the center of here. And then what I want to do is have lots of wood, because we're in a tropical zoo. So that's something that I want to use. So lots of wood, and then something that covers this whole thing. So like, I don't think we have, let's see. I don't think we have, oh, well, we have these. This is one of my favorite pieces. So like making something, let's see if I can do it very quickly here. Making something that just causes some pretty shadows on the ground. So just like a point of interest here. So it's not really for shade, but it's an architectural piece that kind of frames the entrance area and creates cool shadows, because the cool shadows in and of themselves kind of add to the architecture and the look of things when we're building them. So if we do that as kind of like a frame, and then we can probably use the round ones as in the center here. And I actually just built something similar for a sandbox build in the Australian park that I'm working on. But if we kind of do this kind of thing all the way across here, and then let's go ahead and make this its own little building so that we can mess with it all together. But then kind of bringing this up here, and it would go kind of across like so, all the way to the other side. So you can see then that would be what you would walk under, and obviously there would be some poles and things, and it leaves some good shadows on the ground. And I might actually separate these out just a little bit, because if they're too close together, then the game, then the shadows kind of merge all together and it doesn't look as cool. So let's kind of bring these out, and then we actually also have to pay for less of them, so that's a good thing as well if we kind of separate these out just a bit. Let's see, like that, and like that, and then we can duplicate all of these over. And what I guess I would have to decide is I do think I want it to be thicker than the ticket booth, and eventually maybe we could even do two, maybe not. But yeah, you can see here that leaves kind of shadows on the ground, and when you're walking underneath, it would be something of interest to look at. That research is complete. That's awesome. More Galapagos giant tortoises. Good job. We're doing okay on money, actually. This poor mechanic, man. I keep calling him to every single thing. In fact, let's see if we can't up... Isn't there a way to say, like, check on this more often kind of thing? Yeah, maintenance here. So mechanic every year. Let's do mechanic every 9 months. Mostly and honestly because I just hate the look of when they're breaking down. And I really want them to stay not broken down, which would be great. Work zones is one thing that I haven't done yet, and that's mostly because we don't have a whole lot of different things yet, so I'm just kind of waiting to work on those until we get some more animals in there. We still got offspring imminent. This is going to be the longest wait for a pregnancy ever, or longest wait for a birth ever. But yeah, we don't have too much to worry about as of right now, so not too worried about that. But yeah, if we go back over to our entrance here, you can kind of see how I'm envisioning this coming together. If we duplicate these over and make them go all the way across, like so. I do wish the game had a little bit more of an emphasis on like how guests interact with things that are pretty versus things that are not, you know, like if you got some extra incentive I know you get extra incentive as far as this goes and shrinking the negative impact zone, and you do get, I believe, some incentive as far as making the shops prettier. It increases happiness and things, but I wish there was more like throughout the zoo, if they kind of recognized, if you did, like we just did on the enclosure over there, something that is a little bit happier when they walk up to fences that are customized or something like that, you know, something that gave us a little bit more incentive to kind of really go crazy with the customization on that. But did I make these? Okay, so I'll pull that out. Great. Move that back in. Wonderful. And then we'll actually just take that one again, rotate around. I am letting the game play at night because I do want to focus on some lighting and having the zoo actually be open at night. I think that would be pretty cool. But right now I'm not making it a priority because trying my best to conserve money here. But yeah, you can see there that would be kind of a walk under thing, maybe some plants and stuff in the middle here. Oh, I thought they were stuck for a second. Plants in the middle there, and making this kind of the ticket booth entrance area. It's a little bigger than I had actually originally anticipated. I was thinking this was going to be a smaller zoo, but I think I'm okay with it once we, we'll probably... I wonder if I can fit 2 in there. We might not actually do it, but let's just see if 2 of these can actually fit in the center there, because that would be cool. If we put one just up where, there we go, and duplicate this. It's gonna be a tight, oh no, awesome. So they actually do fit pretty well. Great. And as I said, we might not do it. Now that I've put them down, now I kind of want to leave them there. Perfect. Awesome. So then, yeah, we have a little entrance area because I do want to make sure that we have something that is pretty for the guests to walk in. And I don't know if making this centered, that makes me feel better. Perfect. Great. Let's check on our baby tortoises once again. Oh man, I got excited. I thought that this was a baby tortoise. Do we have a baby tortoise? Yeah, we have a baby tortoise. We have 2 baby tortoises. Great. Rahima, I think. It's a little girl. And not bad on the jeans. And oh, look, we got a bronze. That's awesome. I am not even going to attempt that. We'll call you Olu. Because that's something I can say. Galapagos giant tortoise research. That's awesome. Let's check out his genes here. And not too bad. Great. So that actually is very encouraging to me because you can see mom's genes were terrible. And then their genes are not too bad. Not too bad at all. So that might be more of a feasible challenge than I thought it was going to be originally. All right, so now that we have our babies on both sides, I'm going to go ahead and wrap it up and leave it there. Again, thank you guys so much for watching, and if you have any suggestions, comments, or questions, just go ahead and leave those down below. Let me know what animal you would like to see. Let me know if I did anything quote-unquote wrong in the startup, anything I'm missing that you guys really think I need to include. But yeah, with that, I will let you just kind of look at our baby tortoise here, and I will see you in the next video. Thank you so much for watching. Bye!